Hey guys, it's Al from Altruistic Channel, and so I'm getting up. It's I gotta get to set in a little bit. It's like a little bit before around 5 a.m. And so I'm just getting ready, and I just wanted to kind of touch base on a question I got actually the other day, which had to do with how do you reconcile your belief system with politics? And here's the thing with politics. I actually had the wonderful fortune to actually be invited to a business alliance here in New Orleans, and I really would like to continue with it. It's a great platform. A bunch of like-minded civic leaders that get together and we discuss the things that are going on in New Orleans. And so I really want to take part of it. Unfortunately, there's like an economic thing to it that I may not be able to do it, but I'm so blessed for having had the opportunity. And so I'm trying to work on making sure that I continue it. But the point is this: it makes you deal with conversation pieces that can be a little controversial and at times a little bit unnerving. And one of the things that I talk about in my book, The Moon King with No Kingdom, is that I talk about the fact that we need to start dealing more in depth with those uncomfortable topics, things that makes us like the dark side of life. You're like, are you capable of murder? Well, if you are capable of putting someone to death because of a crime they commit, then you are capable of murder. So like tough subjects like that. But the question that I got was related to a young lady who was very much, and it's controversial, but I'm just going to put it out there, who was very pro life. But she was having some problems with the idea of voting against herself because she understood the value of choice, right? Like she understood the choice option. And she was looking at it from the standpoint of like, she didn't know how to reconcile her personal ethics with what she felt morally. And so it became one of those topics I thought was very interesting. And somehow it came to me and she asked me a question, and I just looked at her and I'm like, I'm not the one you want to ask this question to because I'm going to tell you the truth. At the end of the day, here's how I look at it: it's not relevant whether or not you are pro life or pro choice, it's about choosing. And for a long time, men have dominated the political spectrum by placing women against each other. And I think it's time that you guys start looking at the reality of things. Choice is choice. Whether you agree or not agree, you need to band together as one and stand united as women in order to be seen as equal. Because right now they have you fighting amongst yourselves. It is irrelevant if you are pro life or pro choice. The point is choice. And the choice is this: if you can sit there and tell me that you don't think that the woman who would choose to have an abortion because of XYZ is not crucified and not vilified and not morally obligated and doesn't get karmic debt from it, if you think that's a cakewalk, then you're in a delusional state anyway. You shouldn't be voting because the truth is, inside that they are dying 200 million times over. So then it's not a question of choice, it's a question of your morals. Are you superseding your personal opinion onto someone else? What if it was your father raping your daughter? Would you make her have the kid? No, of course not. So enough with the bullshit. Like, just deal with what the topic is. Because here's how it works. So let's say that you are a stay-at-home mom and you choose to raise your kids. Well, guess what? What if we decide, again, on the same lines, to remove your choice and go, oh, that was a choice of hers, and you divorce your husband? Well, guess what? That was her choice to stay home. We don't have to make sure that she gets paid for all that time. You see how I'm going? So it's a slippery slope. So once you start down that path, understand the longevity of what you're saying. And she looked at me and she goes, oh my God, I never thought about it that way. So that's my advice to you. For those of us who are in positions where we're starting to gain a little bit of notoriety with the collective conscious, understand that you're going to be asked some questions that are a little controversial. It's not your baggage. It's not your monkeys. It's not your zoo. You know what I mean? Like, so don't worry about it. Answer the question and go on with your day. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way that we have faith will be able to believe in ourselves, is by uniting us in what is actually at the core of an issue and dealing with it from then on up, right? So as my message for today, as I get ready to go on set, I know it's such a surreal life. I got a book out and I'm going on set. Like, it's just weird, but my civic duty. I really believe in our right to voice our opinions. And so just remember when something is an opinion and when something is factual. And if you're going to say that you have contradictions in terms of yourself versus what you believe and what you actually core believe, understand that you're not always necessarily answering that question. Sometimes you're answering the topic. Sometimes you're like in the middle. And if that's the answer, band together, ladies, because otherwise you're never going to get ahead. And that's it for Alan Altruistic Channel. I just wanted to touch base. I know it's a quick, weird type of snippet, but with all the civic stuff that I'm actually involved in, I just wanted to do something where I say something about it now because it was a very good question and I just thought it was very interesting. I'm hoping to lecture about the book at some point, and I would love to field these questions a lot more. So there you go. This is Al for Altruistic Channel. There's my 2 bits for today. Have a great day.